Yo guys, it's CFB, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another match preview, and today we're going to be talking about Chelsea versus Brentford. Premier League match day, like 9, 10, I usually get confused on this, but it's either 9 or 10, it's definitely not 11. So yeah, we're back with the match preview, and yeah, before we dive straight into it, because we've got a lot of topics to talk about in today's preview, some injury news, what I think the game's going to go like, obviously, all that lot. So all the gist, you guys know, if you're not new to the channel, get to know, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, before we get into the video though, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. Also, first link in the description is my second channel, so go and check that out, it'd be very much appreciated. Getting breath. It'd be very much appreciated, because I'm sorting that whole second channel out. We're going to be streaming on Kick, and then highlights will be going on to there. So I've actually got a new setup for that. I'll be showing on that channel very, very soon. It's actually blocking my pathway a little bit. I can't get as close to the screen as I used to. So yeah, this is the match preview for Chelsea versus Brentford, and now we are officially in the deep end of the hard run of fixtures. You know what I mean? So obviously we had the easy run of fixtures from game week 1 to 7, and then ever since the Arsenal game, which was the last game, we are now in the hard run of fixtures, but we've got, you know, your Cities, United's not really going to be hard, but you know what I mean, they're a top 6 team. United's, Tottenham's and stuff like that. Again, I don't really want to say Tottenham are a good team, but at the moment they're on fire, I can't lie. So yeah, we're in that hard run of fixtures now. We're in the deep end. We need to get points. We need to get points desperately. Now let's talk about the Arsenal game real quick. Let's talk about Chelsea before we get into the gist of everything like that. Because obviously I'm going to give a brief mention about Brentford and how they play and everything like that. It's a preview at the end of the day, you know how previews go. That Arsenal game was 2 points dropped. We needed the 3 points in that game. And like I said in my review, if you didn't check that out, go and check that out if you want to. As I said, I would have took a draw before the last game. Before the start of the Arsenal game, I would have took a draw. You tell me 2-2 at the end of the game, I'm taking it. Now you're probably thinking, why are you whinging now? Why are you whinging about the result? Because it's not, you know, if we was 1-0 up or we were 2-1 up or something like that, then I'd be there like, okay, I can understand 2-1. But it's the fact we dominated Arsenal for 80 minutes. We were 2-0 up at home against Arsenal, even though they're a good team this year. We were still 2-0 up in 80 minutes and we let it fall like that over individual mistakes. It's unacceptable. It was 2 points dropped in my eyes, and you've got to be real. You've got to keep the standard. Yes, I know where we're at right now. It's not great, but we've got to keep the standard. It was 2 points dropped. It was 2 points dropped, and we needed 3 points, especially in this tough run of fixtures, as we didn't pick up that many points during the easy run of fixtures at the very start, from game week 1 to 7 or 8, whenever it was. You know, as my cat is moving off my bed, you can probably see my camera wobbling now. This guy, blood. As I was saying, from like game week 1 to like 7 or 8, wherever it was, before we played Arsenal, we had the easy run. We didn't pick up enough points to drop points in this run of fixtures. This is a tough run of fixtures. It's going to be tough, I get it. A draw to kick it off with Arsenal ain't the worst, but we need points, especially against, you know, the Brentford. Before we play your Cities, your Uniteds, who knows, they could rack up some form before they play us, your Tottenhams. Brentford is the easier team in this run of fixtures, but still a tough team, if you know what I'm trying to say. So we need to get 3 points in this game, and this game isn't easy. It's not easy. In fact, I actually think the Brentford game is, I was going to say harder than the Tottenham game, but I don't know, because Brentford are a weird team. They're a weird team. You know for certain with Brentford, if they score, they will put 10 beyond the ball. There's no doubt about that. They will put 10 beyond the ball and they will hoof it up. Their football is hoofing it up. Do you know what I mean? They don't play sexy football, 1-2, tiki-taka football, no. Theirs is hoof it up. You know what I mean? Long throw-ins. I remember at their ground in the first season that they were in the Premier League, long throw-ins in like the last 15 minutes trying to get a goal, hoofing it up. You know what I mean? That's what we need to deal with tomorrow. And in them type of games where they throw 10 men behind the ball, if they get a goal, or even when they, you know, they're a solid defensive team. Do you know what I mean, Brentford? They're a solid defensive team. They've got good attackers in their team as well. And Mbwambu, whatever his name is. Tony isn't there, obviously. Tony has got a suspension. We're actually looking at Tony as well, so, you know, that's quite interesting. But him not being there, I guess, is kind of a little bit of a let-off for us. But at the same time, there's no way to go easy on Brentford because they're still a very, very good team. Me just saying they hoof it up doesn't mean they're not a good team. No, they're a good team. They are. They will give us a tough game tomorrow, especially as a 12:30 kickoff. What is it with the Premier League giving us these Saturdays, 5:30 kickoffs, 12:30 kickoffs? There's one thing I haven't talked about on this channel yet. Christmas Eve is Chelsea versus Wolves, or Wolves versus Chelsea. It's like the Molyneux. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's Christmas flipping Eve. That I'm down for Chelsea kicking off at Christmas Eve personally. I'm actually down for it. Christmas Eve or Boxing Day, I would be down for. You know what I mean? But 1 o'clock. You could at least do it a bit towards the night, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of a weird day, really. Let's be real. I want to know your opinions on that in the comments down below. What do you think about the Christmas Eve kickoff? But you know, you can always back the early kickoff with the underdogs. It's a common story. The underdogs always turn up on an early kickoff against a big team. It always happens. It always happens. So we need to be on it tomorrow. That's probably not going to be in the players' heads anyway, you know, early kickoff-wise. Probably just the same kickoff to them, do you know what I mean? But it's true, it's written in the history books. You know, underdogs usually come out and beat bigger teams majority of the time. So, yeah, we need to pick up points in this run of fixtures. Like I said, Brentford's no easy game. It's no easy game. We've got no easy game in this run of fixtures, apart from Blackburn, and that's in the Carabao Cup. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah. Let's go through injury news before we get into the preview. Injury news, Nkunku is coming back soon, apparently. Apparently he's ahead of his schedule. It's meant to come back in January, but now it's looking like more like the end of November, start of December. Well, we're in the end of October, so what, we now like a month away or something? I don't know, I'm down for it though. Reece James, Badiashile are back, but I don't think they're going to be starting. I think Reece James is 100% not available to start, but he will be on the bench. Lavia, we still don't know anything about. Chilwell as well, still don't know anything about. I think they're still a little bit off. And Broja, apparently he was coming back into training. Obviously, we knew he was injured against Arsenal. Apparently, he was coming back into training at the start of this week. Apparently, he's had another setback. This is one thing I want to talk about Broja. Let me know in the comments down below as well, along with your Christmas Eve opinion. Would you sell Broja now? Because it's looking like that injury that he got against Aston Villa in that friendly is really cursed him. He's getting injury after injury. There's no point keeping a player that's not 100% fit. And he's not really a team starter, do you know what I mean? Like, Broja's not 100% starter all the time, is he? Like, you'd have Jackson over him, you know. And we're talking about we want a better striker. Well, maybe Broja might have to be the leeway for that. I don't want it personally. It's just what I see. I'm not putting my blue tinted glasses on. I like Broja. There's a lot of potential there. Maybe we loan him out. But if he just keeps getting injured and he's not a first teamer anyway, it's not looking good, bruv. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Also, there's this other thing I want to mention to do with the preview. We cannot have individual mistakes no matter what, no matter how many goals we're up. 3, 4, 5-0, no. What Robert Sanchez has done, what Robert Sanchez did, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt for that one game. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because he did have a good couple games leading up to that. But you can't be doing that anymore, no more. You can't be kicking that up in the middle of the pitch to nobody in front of an Arsenal player's foot and leaving the open net open. You can't do it. You just can't, because that is what ruined the game. Let's be real. That is what gave away the points. If Robert Sanchez didn't do that, I think we're coming away with a clean sheet, 2-0 win, and 3 points. That's my opinion on that. So, yeah, we can't be having no individual mistakes. Don't get too comfortable no matter what the score is. That's my kind of message. Don't get too comfortable no matter what the score. So, yeah, that's my little preview bit. Now let's go on to the team I would go with for tomorrow. So, this is the team I would go with for tomorrow. Obviously, 4-2-3-1 or just like 4-2-3-1/4-3-3 in a way. Well, this is the team I would go with for tomorrow. So I've got my laptop right here and I'm going to read it out to you all right here, right now. So it's going to be right here. Robert Sanchez in goal, Marc Cucurella left back, Cole left centre back, Thiago Silva right centre back, Gusto right back, Enzo Fernandez Caicedo is your 2 centre mids in the pivot, Mudryk left wing, Gallagher cam, Palmer right wing, and Jackson as your ST. Now let's go through why I've chose these players and what benefit I reckon they'd have for Chelsea for tomorrow's game. So, Robert Sanchez in goal. I've seen a lot of people saying, put Petrovic in. You know, we need to drop Sanchez to learn him a lesson and stuff like that. Look, I'm just as fuming as everybody else after that mistake. You could see it in the video. I was livid. I was trying to keep my calm. I wasn't fuming, but I was really, really angry. But chucking Petrovic in when he's not played a single second for us, not even in any youth cups or anything like that, in a game against Brentford, who are a good team, it could, let's be real, it could go tee up, if you know what I'm trying to say. I'm keeping it PG. It could go tee up. And who knows, Petrovic could be worse than Robert Sanchez with his feet for all we know. Or he could get caught under that pressure, you know what I'm saying? He could get caught under that pressure. So I'd be going Robert Sanchez. This is his last chance. He needs to put in a better performance. Otherwise, I will be saying Petrovic in, even if it's against Manchester City, because ideally Sanchez will need to get dropped at some point then, won't he? So left back Cucurella has to play. I'm loving this redemption arc by Cucurella. Now I'll be real. I'll be the first person to say, last season I hated Cucurella. I loved it when he came in. I really wanted Cucurella. He came in and he stunk. He stunk the whole of the season. I was demanding Chelsea get rid of him in the summer. I was demanding it because even in pre-season games he looked a little better, but still nowhere near good enough and still awful. But my God, this redemption arc we've seen from him is brilliant. He was brilliant against Arsenal. He kept Salah. God. He kept Saka in his back pocket. You know, Arsenal fans like to quote Saka as the best Premier League winger, or best young Premier League winger, but was pocketed by Cucurella, who everybody was saying was one of the worst signings, you know, in a long, long time. So, especially the money he went for. So, well done to Cucurella. I love this redemption arc. I'll be the first one to say he's proving me wrong at the moment. I hope he can keep it up. Colwell left centre-back. He's one of the names that I call self-explanatory, really. That's what I call that. And there's 3 people on this list that I call self-explanatory, really, at the moment. It basically means, you know, we don't need to talk about it. He's doing amazing at the moment. And Levi Colwell's one of them. He's self-explanatory, really. Do you know what I mean? Thiago Silva, right centre-back. Now, Disasi or Thiago Silva, I don't mind. Disasi wasn't picked because he had an injury, a little injury. Whereas Thiago Silva was picked against Arsenal, Disasi wasn't because obviously Disasi had an injury. But if you told me Disasi's playing, I'd be like, I'm fine with that. If you told me Thiago Silva was playing, I'd be like, I'm fine with that. Because before the Arsenal game, I wasn't too sure about Thiago Silva. He was a bit rocky. But the Arsenal game, he was solid. So yeah, that's all I can ask for him. And then long balls from Thiago Silva and Levi Colwill. Their passes are better than Disasi's. So that's why I would be using Thiago Silva and Levi Colwill for tomorrow's game. Badiashile will be on the bench. It would be quite nice to see Badiashile maybe come off the bench if we're winning. Gusto right back, along with Levi Colwill. Self-explanatory, really. Actually, no, I can't really say that. It's only one game. Gusto's been brilliant. He's been brilliant. And even if Reece James was 100% fit, call me crazy, I wouldn't start him. From what I've been seeing of Gusto recently, he's been undroppable. And this is what I mean. This is what healthy competition does in a team. You know, Gusto and Reece James are 2 of your best right backs in the league. Let's be real, they're 2 of your best right backs in the league. And people seem to think having 2 of the best players in one position is toxic and awful. No, not if they have the right personality and thinking method, if that's the word. They both are the best, but they both respect each other. If one starts, the other person, they're like, oh, okay, I need to do better in training next week to start over him. They're both pushing each other, and they're both going to push each other to new levels. I can already guarantee it. And Gusto's been brilliant. Like I say, he's been undroppable. So Gusto would be my right back. Levi Colwill's my only self-explanatory. That's what I just want to pretty say that. Enzo Fernandez. He's been a little bit quiet recently. But from what I've been seeing from people on Twitter Twitter and stuff at saying he's very overrated and we need conversations about Enzo and him apparently being not a Premier League type player and he'd probably best suit La Liga. What? Yes, he's been a little quiet, but he's still been brilliant. I don't get it. I don't get it. His passes are always needed, especially in a game like this tomorrow, where the gaps are going to be so thin and small because Brentford are going to try and close us in through the middle. Enzo is one of those players who could pick and pass through the eye of a needle. Do you know what I mean? Caicedo as well next to him backs up Enzo. Enzo is still decent defensively, but he lacks that, defensive authority, and Caicedo gives him that. So that's why Caicedo's in, you know what I mean? Caicedo, brilliant. Caicedo and Enzo weren't even fully fit against Arsenal, apparently, according to Pochettino, but they weren't even fully fit, yet they still put in a clinic and owned Arsenal's midfield, in my opinion. So, yeah, I wonder what they'll do to Arsenal's midfield when they're 100% fit. I can't wait for that. Mudryk off the left wing. Now, Mudryk is one of them, along with Levi Colwill, that I call self-explanatory, really. He's self-explanatory. He's been brilliant. And I think one of the reasons why we lost against Brentford, I keep getting my words mixed up, against Arsenal, is because we took off Mudryk. I think Mudryk's raw pace and the pace he brings to the game and his unpredictableness, because sometimes he can mess up a step over and misplace a pass, you know what I mean? But sometimes when he gets it right, it's dangerous. Teams don't know what he's going to do, so they're very, very, he adds that extra threat onto the pitch. And I think when we took him off against Arsenal, that's when you saw Arsenal do better, because it was one less big threat off. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So Mudryk will be on for tomorrow. He's scored 2 in 2, I think now. 2 games, 2 goals, I think he's got. So he's got to keep going on. He's got to. So he has to start tomorrow. Gallagher, he's been brilliant. Another one along with Cucurella. I was saying Sal, he's been brilliant. He's that dog in the midfield. He's that 10, but when we're defending, he forms into a number 8 in that centre mid. So Enzo goes off to left, Gallagher goes off to the right, or Enzo goes off to the right and Gallagher goes over to the left. Caicedo goes through the middle, so it's more like a 4-3-3 instead of a 4-2-3-1. It's a 4-2-3-1 when we go forward. Gallagher's got the engine to keep doing that. He's a little rat in that midfield, to keep it blunt, you know what I mean? Palmer, a self-explanatory, really, to me, really. I don't really need to say anything about Palmer. He's been brilliant. 2 of his goals have been penalties, I get that, but he's been flawless at the moment. Since he's coming to Chelsea, since he's got the starts, he's been flawless. He's getting goals, he's getting assists. He's going to carry it on tomorrow. I can guarantee you he's going to get a goal or an assist tomorrow. I can bet my bottom dollar on it. Palmer will get a goal and assist. And he's been one of Chelsea's best players, let's be real. So I'm very excited to see him off the right tomorrow. And Jackson up top I've gone with. Now you're probably thinking, where's Sterling? Maybe we go with the front three we did against Arsenal, where we go Sterling, Mudryk and Palmer. But I think against a team like Brentford, where we're going to have less space in behind, less chances to go down the middle and more chances to cross it in, meaning that we're going to have to go wide more often against Brentford and cross it in. So we need a proper number 9 there, and not someone small who's actually a winger and not a number 9. And Jackson's that profile. So we're going to need him tomorrow. And that's why I'd have Jackson up top. So yeah, that's my starting 11 I'll go with for tomorrow. Let me know in the comments down below what your starting 11 would be. So, Chelsea versus Brentford score predictions. It's a tough game. If our players go in with their heads up after that performance, I don't want their heads to be down. I said this on Twitter, because even though we dropped the points, we were 2-0 up, we lost it inside 10-15 minutes, I want their heads to be up, because to be quite frankly, there was a lot of positives in that game to take away, especially from the eye. So I'm hoping the heads are up. If the heads are up, I think we're going to win 2-0, especially as we're at home. At Brentford's ground, it would be harder, do you know what I mean? Especially at the stage we're at right now. But as we're at home, we kind of have momentum if you think about it. I'm hoping the heads are up. I'm going with 2-0. I think it will be 2-0. I think it'll be a comfortable 2-0. I have a feeling we're going to not ease this tomorrow, but it will be more easier than Arsenal. It'll be like the Fulham game. You know what I mean? It'll be like the Fulham game where we ease it in a way, but Brentford will have a couple opportunities to score, but I just think we'll be a bit too good for them. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that'll be my score prediction. Let me know in the comments below what yours is. And yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you've all enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video, because obviously Chelsea Brentford review of the game will be coming straight after the game, like an hour, if not earlier than that. So yeah, be ready for that. Like, subscribe, take care everybody, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Peace.